Hello friends and welcome to the next part of understanding buffer overflows. So we have the same program over here like it was in previous video. The same functions. We are getting the input from our user, then putting it onto screen, calling the function display, this one, from our main section. Okay, so this time what we do, in the previous video we had seen how the operating system protects the buffer overflows from getting it overflowed. So for the experiment purpose, for overflows, we get it by using some extra functions, which is while we compile with these operators, no stack protector. Okay, first we should use ggdb. Okay, then we use preferred stack value as 4 bytes. Okay, 2 to the power 2. Then create a object buffer from the file buffer.c. Again we get a warning that gets is a function very dangerous, should not be used. Okay, doesn't matter for us. So let's run the program this time. Let's give a very long string, and it straight away gives a segmentation fault. Okay, so let's go on to gdb and see what's happening inside program. We load it onto other shell also. Let's list out the program. Okay, we break at line number 10. Okay, run the program. Now let's disassemble the main. Okay, the main section. Now disassemble the display function. Okay, so here we get the program codes in assembly. So we have just run the program. It is halted just before the execution of display calling. Okay, so let's check our stack pointer, what all values it is carrying. Okay, so it is carrying some values which cannot be understood by us as of now. Okay, so for understanding these things, let's go on to let's first print our EBP and print our ESP also. Okay, so as you see, our ESP has been pushed on to EBP. Okay, like you see here, ESP has been pushed on to EBP. So ESP and EBP both are carrying the same values, but we are not able to find out what is EBP. So we'll find out in the next step. Okay, so let's step over. Let's print ESP and EBP both. So stack pointer is at 404, EBP is at 410. Basically EBP, what is EBP? Or stack pointer over here, it has been pushed on to EBP. So now EBP is containing the new value, which is 410, and of course stack pointer has moved somewhat downwards, which is higher in stack. So let's query what all things our stack is carrying as of now. Okay, so here we go. We have 418. What was 418? 418 was the value of EBP. Fine, EBP was carried, this one, pushing ESP to EBP, and EBP register was carrying the value of 418, this one, and function was called. The function execution jumps straightway up till over here, and the first thing it does, it pushes the EBP register's contents onto the stack. So this is what is printed onto stack right now. Okay, so now what should be this value? as of now these values are of no use to us. So what should be this value? 843 alpha. Yeah, so 843 alpha is the return address. Return address will be used when the function displays job is done. This return address will be used for the execution flow to send it to back to home, to the main section, and this execution should be continued. So our return address is placed onto our stack. So okay, here three things are happening at a time. We are having EBP's value onto stack, this one. Before EBP is saved, what happens that as soon as the function is called, okay, first we push EBP, which is this value. Okay, just try to understand and try to make out by yourself also. First we push EBP. EBP is this one. Just assume. Okay, I'll get it clear. Assume this is EBP's value placed onto stack. Now nothing has been saved onto stack after this one. It goes on to calling display. Then display straight away jumps over here. So as you remember, what happens if we call a function? First of all, just as soon as the function is called, the return address is saved onto stack. Okay, so this should be the return address. After saving of EBP, return address is saved. Fine. This one, return address for getting the program execution back to home. Then afterwards, pushing EBP from function display, pushing the EBP onto stack, this one. So our EBP also gets stored. Two EBP values have been stored. Our return address has been stored. Correct. So as far we are good. So what we should do now, let us go and check. Okay, I've just created in a paint file. These all are the values which are contained in our stack right now, starting from FFF, F480, F858, F4CC, then F4C4. So basically up till 4 to 8 these values were of no use to us in the program execution. After that these values are playing somewhat role in this. So we should straight away go and get the values. Our basic function starts from here, our concern. So our latest value is 0C0 here. Oh, okay, there is some misprinting over here. Okay, it should be 846B. It is 846B actually. Okay, anyways it looks like a B. Okay, now it's good. Now 3FF4, now 418 the EBP. Okay, let's mention it over here also. But EBP, this is a new EBP, I guess. Is it? No, I'm at a wrong place. New EBP. Okay, and this is our return address. We should mention it. Okay, this is a return address. The program execution should fall back. F498, this is the value of old EBP. Old EBP. Okay, so we are good to go from within these three places. So well, now what's next? Just a moment. Okay, everything seems good. Okay, so where we are halted right now, we are just going to execute getting the value from the user. Okay, so everything is clear. So let's get some value. Let's get just 3 bytes. Okay, so where does it get stored? Just look over here. Here it is W, W and W. 3 W's are stored onto our stack. Basically the values onto our memory get stored in a reverse order, starting from lower bytes, upper and upper bytes. Okay, so these two characters resemble to one W as you go according to ASCII values. Okay, these all values remain unchanged. FF4, 418, 483, 498. Okay, well, all of these are remaining unchanged. So basically, if we enter a small digit or a small code, it doesn't affect our stack or our return address. So what happens in buffer overflow, that this is our return address. If we enter a very large value which carries up to here and approximately up to some parts of over here, it will override this value. Okay, so basically our processor doesn't know where to go back. The processor doesn't find out the way back to its home, this one. So if this value is corrupted, it won't be able to find the return address, and it will give a segmentation fault, and these overwriting these values may lead to some more vulnerabilities also, and overflow vulnerabilities actually. You can divert your program execution to some other command also, some other part of your code, or some other executive files also. So let's do one more thing. Let's quit the program right now. Let's load GDB once again, and let's break at what? Let's have a breakpoint at 5. Okay. Straightway we just check the contents of our stack. Oh no, it's not running actually. Okay, so everything good. EBP return address, EBP, this is the value where the fed value is going to be stored. Let's step over it. Let's feed a value up to which should be able to overwrite 4 bytes, 4 bytes, 12 bytes. Let's leave 1 byte. Okay, last byte we should leave because the trailing edge will affect this one. So let's enter 11 values. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so let's check our stack right now. Still the return address remains unchanged because it carries the value up till here. So still our return address is safe. Let's save, continue, program exited normally, again run the program. No, we are on to getting the buffer back. Okay, now let's step over. Now all the values are good. EBP, return address. So this time let's feed some value 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I have fed 12 values. Let's go and check our stack. Okay, let's see. Yeah, this is the interesting part. The value we fed 12 bytes, it has overwritten here, 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 and it has overwritten some part of our return address also. There was 3 alpha over here, we got 0 0. Now our processor will be confused. It's not able to actually make out where it should go back for getting returned back to our function main. Okay, so let's check whether it. Okay, see, so this is a segmentation fault. We get segmentation fault because we have overwritten some part of our return address. Okay, this vulnerability actually this leads to much exploitation of our stack, and there has been much advancements also in order to protecting the stack. Okay, so let's see in some next videos also. Okay, bye till then.